Welcome back. I'm Chef Bravo, and tonight we're doing ribeye, prime ribeye fajitas. Let's go. So I was gonna grill this bad boy, but the New York strip got the other day turned out to be pretty big. So one steak at a time sometimes. Take that right out that picture paper. Beautiful. Got our little setup right here. Got our beautiful, beautiful prime ribeye. Yes. Get your little setup ready. Come out here. It does you well to get your little cutting boards out, your knives, everything prepared before you're doing it, so you're not running around all over the place. So we have a little bowl here for our trash, anything that we want to discard. Tonight we're going to put together a marinade. We're going to marinate this. Normally, if you did steak fajitas, if you go to a restaurant, you'd be using skirt steak. I love to use skirt steak. Normally for this recipe, I'd use some outside skirt steak. It's a little bit more tender. If you go to your grocery store, you talk to your butcher, just ask for that outside skirt steak. It tends to be a little bit more tender. I recommend cooking it about medium. If you cook it medium rare, it tends to be a little bit chewy on the skirt steak. But because we're using prime ribeye, there's nothing going to be chewy about this. So this is a thick boy. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead. We're going to cut this bad boy right down the middle. Down the middle. That right down the middle. Beautiful. Sharp knife definitely gets you down the road. All right. So I'm going to take these bad boys. I'm going to leave these things right here. Okay. Good to go. Move this along right here. Another cutting board. So it's Tuesday. I know it should be Fajita Friday, or maybe by the time I release this video, it will be for Fajita Friday. But I was thinking about tacos today. I'm like, man, I don't have nothing to do the tacos, but I have the tortilla shells, I have the steak, I have some bell peppers, some little things, and so it's all about using what you got. I always say that. I try to recommend that to everybody. Just so happens that what we have is some pretty good stuff. Sometimes you're going to be down to the last, and if you utilize some of your time using what you have, even when you have really good things, that's how we get really good things, is doing well with what we have when we have less. Right over here. Nice clean knife. Just like that. Here we go. And go ahead, chop the ends off and split these. We're going to de-seed them. Don't need all those seeds. No, better yet. Little tricks. Of course, you can use a knife when you do this, but a spoon's not sharp. If you catch my drift, you can get right in there Remove those bad boys out of there. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to get most of those seeds out of there. And you can do some jalapenos with this recipe. You could cook some deseeded poblanos with this recipe with your bell peppers. Green, red, yellow, doesn't make a difference. Whatever it is you have, whatever it is you like, you could throw right in there. These aren't even the big boy bell peppers. These are just the little small ones. What's cool about these is just like they have hardly any seeds. Didn't even realize how little of seeds these things have. They're beautiful. I just eat them as snacks. Okay. Beautiful. It's over here. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and cut these up. Okay, so uniform cuts for our bell peppers, for our onion. Okay, so little like 1/4 inch, you know what I mean? 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, something like that would be quite nice. Take the time to do this. They'll come out really beautiful, and you take a bite out of that fajita. What you actually bite, the bite you take will be what you get, if that makes sense. I like to cut things to size that makes sense for what it is you're eating. Sometimes things aren't made with too much love, and not only can you taste that, but you can tell that. And so I like to do just about those 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch, just like there. Sure there's plenty, because this is going to go once we cook these things. And you don't want to overcook these things, because they're going to also cook once you put them down in your sizzle platter. That's right, same thing you get at a restaurant. That sizzle platter comes out. I'm going to show y'all how to do that in your own house. And I got news for you. In a restaurant, they have all these things ready. It is much faster. But how long has that been sitting there? If you guys have a favorite place where you eat your Tex-Mex or your Mexican food, whatever it is you like, we're here in Texas. So the fresher the better. You already know that. It don't get no fresher than you doing it yourself. And I challenge you to find any place that'll make it fresher than you will at home. And I'm not dogging restaurants. I worked in restaurants. Shout out to all the people working in restaurants in the biz community. I'm from South Florida originally, so a lot of my family and friends work in restaurants. You gotta know that. Everything's about hospitality and yachting down there and tourism. I'm just encouraging people to also do things at home. Right now, we don't have those luxuries to go out and do all those things that we were doing before. Everything's at a limited capacity. So if you go to places right now, a lot of restaurants are limited and don't offer their full menu. So this is a way to get down the road. And I think this is a perfect time, just as good as any time while we're going through this pandemic, all this COVID-19 jazz, to learn how to use what we have. It'll make us better as people. It'll bring us closer together. Taking care of your family is always a good idea. All right, little onion, okay. Don't gotta overdo it with the onion or anything, nothing too crazy. Same thing, pretty uniform cuts, okay. Beautiful, like that, onions together, all that's ready to go, perfect. Okay, come here for our lime. Ends. So here, and to keep everything fresh, if you see right here, I like to keep this face down. When I put the limes down on the plate, I'll put them in the fridge here, and that way nothing is exposed to the air, the meat of the lime, the fruit of the lime. And so when you flip it over and you make all your little fancy designs with your limes, all your little fancy stuff, and you put it out there, make everything special, then you flip it over and it'll look beautiful and it'll still be well hydrated. Wash your hands real quick. All right. Okay, just like that. Come on over, come on over. Our next station here, we're gonna get together our marinade. So what I'm trying to do is I am showing you the recipe that I use for restaurant style fajitas. This isn't anything fancy, okay? So the ingredients we're gonna use for our marinade is gonna be extra virgin olive oil or olive oil, whichever you prefer. Okay, we have some Mediterranean sea salt mixed with pink Himalayan, but any good salt, good quality sea salt will do. Fresh cracked black pepper. We're going to use some soy sauce, some cayenne pepper or red pepper, some lime juice, and some ground cumin. And just like that, here we go. Okay, so you just want to make enough marinade to cover the amount of meat you have. A skirt steak, so you see that's about what, 3/4, that's about half a cup. So about a half a cup of olive oil. I'm gonna add in my lime juice, okay. About 3 to 4 tablespoons, whatever you prefer, depending on how much you like lime. Okay, a little bit of soy sauce, about 2 tablespoons. Cumin, cumin. Tablespoon and a half of cumin, a red pepper, in this case our cayenne, going in, salt, okay. It's a good about tablespoon, maybe tablespoon and a half of good quality salt. Okay, everything is together. Now we mix. Beautiful. Okay, come right back on over here. We take our steaks and put them right in this bag here. And take our marinade and pour it right over. Okay, almost all of it, almost all of it. Okay, and get you a little thing for dressing, or a little, just something to reserve a little bit of this in. I'm gonna pour this right in here. Okay, and this is gonna be our little secret, Once we put this all in the end, our peppers down, our steak onto our platter, just reserve a little bit of that marinade. See, it doesn't take much. And we're just gonna drizzle some of that right over that sizzling hot platter. And that beautiful marinade is gonna pick up that flavor. It's gonna add to everything. And it's gonna make that platter sizzle, just like they're bringing it to the table. All right, so cap that off. There we go. I'm going to reserve that for later. Take this, seal it up. Okay. Now this marinade, we are going to just take it right in there. It's just a gallon Ziploc bag. Move it all around in the marinade. You can use any steak, that's what I'm trying to show you. I've never even done it with prime ribeye. I've always done it with skirt steak. I love ribeye, and it happens to be prime meat. I think it's going to be even better. We're going to find out. Okay, so just move it around in that marinade, coat it up. Okay, if you have time in your day, it's all about what you can do. The more time that we have, the more beautiful things can be, but we always work with what we got. So we're gonna let this marinate for 30 minutes. You could let it marinate for up to 2 hours if you wanted to. But we're gonna let it marinate today for 30 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and pull it out. Another step you can take is, if you have a pan, a sheet tray, and a little rack, to just lay it over there and sit it in the refrigerator after you've taken it out of the marinade to dry. That's a trick for the outside skirt steak, to let the meat dry and the marinade to absorb, so that when you lay it into your cast iron skillet, that you get those nice, beautiful brown marks. When you pull it off and you cut it, everything's beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna let this marinate. Everything is good to go for now. We'll see you guys in about 30 minutes. And just like that, we are back. Our beautiful ribeyes, been marinating now for 30 minutes. Let's go on ahead and pull this out. Got our limes, ribeyes. Absolutely. This right over the shell. Okay. Let's go on ahead and fire this thing up. I'll let that heat come up. Let's go ahead and fire this one up right here. Oh yeah. Fire that bad boy up for our veggies. Okay. We'll let this pan heat up. For our vegetables, we're just going to use a little bit of grapeseed oil. You guys can use avocado oil, grapeseed oil, any oil that is flavorless and has can handle high temperatures. In our cast iron skillet, we're going to do our steaks for our fajita meat. They're already sitting in a marinade mixed with olive oil and all kinds of stuff and things. You already saw that. So we're gonna let that ride just in that. We're gonna put that right in there. Nothing crazy at all, just right in there. And let that bad boy sizzle. It's got everything it needs. Have a little bit of the drink selection tonight is scotch and also tequila. I went with tequila, a little terramana, a little bit of lime. Oh yeah, oh yeah. The reposado. So good. I may have a problem. I'm just kidding. But that terramana, if y'all don't know about that, you need to show some love to The Rock and get out there and try some of that. That new terramana Dwayne The Rock Johnson made, I've been checking it out. I'll tell you right now, fire, fire. So good, so smooth, easy to sip. We ain't doing a commercial for terramana here. But I'm gonna tell you, I love that. Y'all gotta try that. If you're doing a Taco Tuesday or a Fajita Friday, pour your little terramana on the rocks, put a little bit of lime juice in there. You don't even need anything else. You can put something else in there if you like. You don't even really need anything else. All right, and just like that. Here we go. Just a little oil right there for our veggies. And you guys did hear me say for all these recipes, black pepper as well. I don't use pepper in anything in this recipe except for on the veggies. When we cook those off, we're going to do salt and pepper once they start cooking a little bit, and that's it. All these things are going into a tortilla, so everything is getting wrapped up together. You don't want to overdo it with one thing or the other. If something has something, just be aware of what it has in it, and you don't have to overdo it in another area. I'm going to keep it simple tonight. Everything's in a beautiful marinade. Have the limes to squeeze over it. It's going to be just right, just right. Okay, that's heating up. This is all heating up. Come right over here. Oh yeah. Oh Lord. Yes. You hear that sizzle? Come on in here. Hear that sizzle? That's the same sizzle you're going to be hearing once it hits that fajita plate right there. We're going to throw this in there. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. That's it right there. It is not typical at all to do this with ribeye, let alone prime ribeye. But it's what we have. If what you have is less or more, it's important in our lives that we learn how to do well with both. So tonight we just happen to have some good things. We're gonna heat up this kitchen and see what's up. Got that bad boy sizzling. Okay, it's not too hot. Okay, nice and easy, nice and easy. Okay, right here. Okay. Going ahead and grab everything. Beautiful. You just toss the veggies just a little bit in that grapeseed oil. Okay, everything gets coated. I like to do the fancy flips and stuff, but in reality, I like to do that in a commercial kitchen where we're doing a scrub down at the end of the day. I'm not trying to scrub down my kitchen at the end of the day every day. You feel me? You go ahead and keep it real. Toss that up with your little tongs. Like that. Yes, beautiful. 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 Everything mixed up so all those flavors mixed in. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Go ahead. A little bit of our salt. A bit of that fresh cracked black pepper. Absolutely. And like I said, you want to cook our veggies down, but you don't want to overcook them. If you were thinking about pasta, it'd be like al dente. Because when we put those into the sizzling hot tray, and this is not a traditional fajita tray. I don't have a traditional fajita tray. Maybe put on the Christmas list. What do you think? So you want to put these in there al dente, and you're going to put these peppers and your onions on the bottom. We're going to take the steak out. We're going to let it rest for a second. We're going to slice it somewhat diagonally. And we're going to put that right over the top of those peppers. We're going to put the finishing touches on it. And it's going to be ready to serve. Ready to go. A little bit, okay? Don't want anything to get heat up, just like that. And flip. Look at that beautiful color. Look at that beautiful color, baby. Oh no. That's it. That's it, that's it, that's it. Everything's cooking out beautifully. We're going for like a medium on this. In reality, because skirt steak, if you undercook it, if you go more on the rare side, it's a little tougher. Because we're using a ribeye, if you were to do this with a ribeye, beautiful fat content, just a prime ribeye, because you already know, you didn't even need to do much to that thing at all, and it would be out of this world. So we're gonna go medium on this. Just so we still capture the heart and soul of fajita night. I like to go medium, but in reality, if you're a person that likes to do 30 seconds on both sides, I know some people, believe it or not, 30 seconds on each side, or they don't want it. So they want to hear that thing moving. So if you like it that rare, you certainly could do your fajita night with ribeye steak, rare as you wanted it, and you could sub out your standard fajita meat, that outside skirt steak, and just use ribeye instead. Why not? I don't see why not. Oh, we got beautiful vegetables here. Come on in. We have beautiful colors. Any colors you want. Any bell peppers you have. These are just baby bell peppers. I'll eat them for like snacks. They're healthy. They're beautiful. A little bit of onion. Pretty much even ratio. Good to go. Fajita night's supposed to be simple. Nothing crazy. Don't want to do nothing crazy. Oh yeah. down the heat just a little bit on our veggies. We don't want them to overcook. Our steak, remember we cut in half. Don't take long. Don't take long. Okay? Don't take long. Okay? Good. Don't take long. Okay? Now what we talked about? I always say keep some good oven mitts. Keep some good oven mitts. If you're messing with cast iron, I love you cooking cast iron. Shout out to Le Creuset. Beautiful cookware. Been demoing a lot of this lately. Got the Le Creuset enameled skillets. You got the Le Creuset cast irons. But they get hot. If you're grabbing a cast iron, get you a glove on or grab a towel. Right over here. Take off some of that extra oil. Like that. Okay. And over here. Take off some of that extra oil. Like that. Just like that. Like that. Come over here. Oh yeah. Let's get a look at those beautiful steaks. What do we have there? Oh yes, gorgeous and beautiful, gorgeous and beautiful, absolutely. Okay, our peppers, everything's coming together. And go ahead and turn them on to a low because they're good to go. Okay, it's important no matter what steak you use, and this is something you can do here, you can do at home. That's not being done in a restaurant. In a restaurant, do you think that they're taking a couple minutes to let that steak rest and bring it out to you and do all that stuff? If it has the time when it's sitting in the window before the chef looks over it and he sends it. In your home, you have the chance, you have the opportunity to put a little bit more of that LOVE, the secret ingredient, that love. You let that steak rest a little bit before you cut it up. It's going to redistribute all those fluids inside there, all those juices, so that each bite you take, once you bite into it, is juicy and flavorful and delicious. Juicy, flavorful, and delicious. You know what I'm talking about? All right. Our veggies are on a low right now. Right now, I'm going to use your time while we're giving this 3 or 4 minutes to just rest. We're going ahead. We're going to fire up that back burner. Okay? Fire up that back burner. You've been to a restaurant, you've been to a Mexican restaurant, you've been to a Tex-Mex restaurant. We're in Texas. You want that skillet hot. You want that skillet hot. So you're going to put your veggies in there. You're going to lay that steak over the top. I'm going to show you the trick. We're going to bring it out to the table for them sizzling, smoking hot fajitas, restaurant style. Heat up that skillet. Excuse me. We got that Journey Jones joining us. Look at that. Got the ball, ready to go. Sitting there being beautiful, being killer sweet. That's right. That's a sweet baby. I'll tell you right now. We got the Cali. Yeah, we have a little bear runs around here. Turns out it's an Aussie. Beautiful girl. Cali is our little personal baby bear. Runs around here. Gives a lot of love. Keeps us safe. Shout out to Terramana. You know that's right. Oh yeah. The reposado. Pour that bad boy up a little bit. Little bit of that lime juice. Yes. normally use fresh lime whenever I do this terramana on the rocks. But I have a whole bottle of lime juice in the fridge. And it occurred to me that I could just splash a little bit in there. And I'm gonna tell you, I know I talk about everything, using as fresh as you can. If you're doing this drink, as it turns out, beautiful lime juice in a bottle is pretty damn good. I'm not kidding, pretty damn good. And the terramana is so smooth. Be careful, don't get yourself in trouble. When you drink tequila, everything's an adventure. You know that. Our steaks, as they rest and you remove them from the heat, what happens is they also carryover cook. You give them 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes if you need to let them rest, those juices to redistribute, so every piece is juicy and delicious. We're utilizing that time to heat up our pan, to pour another drink of tequila, to celebrate life. I hope you guys are all out there doing great things and being good recipients of all the blessings you're praying for on a daily basis. Hope you all are hanging tough and doing well and staying healthy through all these times. I know times are tough out there, but when the going gets tough, the tough get going. You got to keep it moving. One foot in front of the other is the only trick I know. Okay, and just like that, come on over. Now, take our steak, like I said, we're going to turn it just a little bit and cut kind of diagonal. In a lot of cases, you're going to cut meat with the grain. It's a common misunderstanding that if you are doing skirt steak for your fajitas, that you cut it with the grain. If you cut it with the grain, you will notice when you take a bite, the whole dang piece comes out. That's not what we want. We want to bite off what we bite off, and that's all we want to get. So if you cut slightly against the grain at an angle, when you bite into it, what you will find is you will just get what you bit off. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Came out beautiful medium. That's what we were looking for. I love it. Don't you love it when a plan comes together? Okay. See here. Same thing. Oh yeah. Come on in here on this. You see how beautiful that color is? Okay. Totally different. The ribeye from the skirt steak, of course. If you try to get this at a restaurant, other than Chef Bravo's, I guess, you probably get charged a small fortune. But here, I think that prime ribeye costs about $13. We're in Texas. There's a lot of beef out here. So, this is hot. This is ready. sizzling sound. There it is. Nice and hot. Beautiful. Because it's going to take you a while to eat those fajitas. That's why we don't overcook our peppers. That's why we don't overcook our steak. Because everything's going to continue to cook a bit right in here. Okay. Here. Okay. Slide this right on over. Be careful when you do this. I know I'm saying it. I don't want to do it. Don't let your hand hit the side. Extremely hot. Just like what they say at the table. If you're going to do this, use caution when you're around this pan. Beautiful. Okay. And go ahead and turn this on. Everything is hot. Get on this other side. Come on, and pull this right off of here. Put this right there. Imagine with me for a second. Let me take you on a trip. If you are in the privacy of your own home, you have this beautiful, go ahead in on that beautiful platter of fajitas. Bell peppers, prime ribeye, everything green tomatoes, your lime cut up, your tortillas, your terramana on the menu. Going ahead, shake up your marinade mix. Come on in here, taste it. See what you want to see. Just like that. Top to finish. With a little bit of salt. And just like that. We have our beautiful fajitas in the privacy of your own home. I hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Chef Bravo. If you like this, please subscribe, hit that bell, smash that like button, tell all your friends and family. Thank you again for watching. Respect and love.